If you're in the market for a 3D printer,
These are the 10 questions to narrow down your search.
in this video, we will go over the most important questions. We will also go over my personal examples, which I use to decide on my current printer. So let's get into it. Number 1, what budget do you have in mind? This was the clear first question. It's also what my wife wanted to know as well. I assume most of us have budgets, and most of us don't want to spend unnecessary money on an item that we're not 100% sure about. So with that in mind, come up with a budget. I was looking at $500 personally. Of course, I went over that price. Don't tell my wife. This might be high or might be low, depending on how comfortable you are. Consumer printers start as low as a couple $100, like the Bambu Lab A1 or Creality Ender 3, and they go up to a few grand, like a Bambu Lab H2C for around $2,400 or $2 to $4 grand for the Prusa XL. There's really no wrong answer here. It's all about a decision that is comfortable for you and a decision that will help you narrow down your search. After deciding on the budget, with my wife's input of course, let's get into number 2. Was enclosure or no enclosure? For example, my P2S has an enclosure, and the A1 by Bambu Lab does not have an enclosure. An enclosure was important to me because I have small kids and pets. I do not want them to get injured while the printer is working. I also decided to put the printer in the garage and had to think about dust and other debris getting on prints. Obviously, the printer is not airtight, but an enclosure can help. There are printers that you can buy without an enclosure and purchase an enclosure later, like the P1P. The enclosure is a bit expensive though, so keep that in mind. With all of that, I decided to go get one with an enclosure. You might like one without an enclosure. Just remember, the prints will be going commando in that case. All right, it's time for number 3. What size printer, or more specifically, build area should you get? Printers come in different sizes, like the small A1 Mini with a build size of 180 by 180 by 180 millimeters, or something as big as the Sobol SV08 Max with a build size of 500 by 500 by 500 millimeters. Also, get used to millimeters. I looked at things I wanted to print and what sizes those were. I had an idea before making this decision. Just remember, you can't go wrong by going bigger. You won't be limited if you go bigger. If you go smaller and decide to print something that is large, well then you will be limited. As I said before, I already knew what I was going to print, which was cosplay helmets. I think they're awesome and I really wanted to print them in one piece instead of assembling them like IKEA furniture. So I chose a printer that could handle that size. There are plenty of size variations, so I'm sure you can find one to fit your needs. All right, now on to the next one, which is not as clear. Let's get into number 4. What kind of materials do you want to print? Do you want to print exotic materials? Do you know what they are? If not, check out my other video where I give a brief rundown of the most used materials. Some printers handle advanced materials better than others. When I say advanced, I mean materials that deal better with stress, heat, and tougher environments, but they are harder to print with. Not everyone needs them. If you're printing decorations or fun models, basic materials are perfect. But if you want to future-proof yourself, it's worth considering now instead of upgrading later and explaining another purchase at home. That was my thought process anyways. So this brings us to number 5. This continues from the last question. Do you require a heated bed or a heated chamber? While doing my research, I found out that a heated bed or a heated chamber is required by some materials. I was not aware of this. I'm sure some of you are not aware either. If you think you will move into exotic materials, then make sure to get a printer that can support that. Like the P1S, which has a heated bed, or get the QD Q1 Pro, which has a heated enclosure. Review the materials you're interested in, and that will guide you in which direction to go with when it comes to the printer, bed, or enclosure. Now let's talk about brand. What brand should you choose? I looked into the different brands that offer 3D printers, mainly to check on reliability and support. I was familiar with the issues of early printers and all the tinkering required. I really wanted to get one that worked out of the box and not a second full-time hobby fixing the first hobby. So brand mattered a lot to me. It might not to you, and that is perfectly fine. Some people love tinkering. I respect that. I just also enjoy my free time, and I like to do things that I want to do. That's the reason why I chose Bamboo Labs. I really like the ease of use they introduced into the market, and their support is superb. You might not like the closed software system, and that is perfectly fine. There are more open source brands out there like Creality. You can get an Ender 3 series, for example. This brought me into number 7. What are the associated maintenance costs? As a prior question, I wanted to make sure I wouldn't buy a printer that later became an expensive decoration. I was not aware how much parts cost or how much any type of maintenance costs. I know parts wear out, nozzles, belts, fans, things need replacing. I recommend checking this to make sure you are comfortable for the long haul. Future you will appreciate present you doing this homework. The parts I found for the P2S are reasonably priced, like $18 for the nozzle. So, funny enough, while looking up maintenance and parts cost, I decided to check on number 8. Can you upgrade the printer? So can the printer be upgraded? For example, I changed the nozzle out on my P1S and a light inside the chamber. While this was not necessary, it was a way to give better function to the unit. It also made me feel like an engineer. You want to check on how expensive such upgrades would be. The community in large loves to upgrade their printers. Don't be surprised if there are a lot of parts you can buy for your specific unit. The costs of these vary by brand and model. Just check upgrade costs beforehand, because upgrades do have a way of multiplying. Everyone still here? We're almost done, I promise. For the next question, we're not talking about hardware. We will focus on software. Number 9. What kind of software does the printer come with? Is it intuitive? Is there an app? There is software that needs to be used to print 3D printing files. It is referred to as a slicer. There are open source slicers like Orca Slicer, and some are brand specific like Bamboo Studio or Bamboo Slicer. I checked that it was easy to understand, updated regularly, and was easy to install, because nothing kills excitement faster than fighting software. Dealing with slow, unresponsive, and difficult software really does kill hardware. I also wanted to make sure there was an app to keep an eye out on my prints. This was not a necessity on my end, it was a good to have. However, it really is awesome when you're sitting at the dentist's waiting room looking at a print going. And here we are, folks. Last question, number 10. What are user reviews saying? I think this one is high in importance. After narrowing down your options, go check reviews. Watch some YouTube. Make sure they're not sponsored, as the brands love giving creators free printers. This is more apparent than ever. My feed gets flooded with early previews anytime a new printer is coming out. I always look for channels that buy their own, or the review was done 6 months plus after the printer came out. Nothing reveals the truth like time and repeated printing failures. Be vigilant and don't trust the first review you watch or read. And that's it. 10 questions you should ask before buying a printer. This will help you narrow down your search and point you in the right directions before making a purchase. Let me know if you have any others in mind, or that you used before buying your first printer. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye.